I'm finally getting this 90 Ford pickup truck ready for sale, and as a four-wheel drive vehicle, working four-wheel drive is a big part of its value, but going underneath I discovered a problem. Bad U-joints. And these, well, these are really pretty bad. No saving them, just need to replace them. One of the things that will make it easier is taking the time to clean it. Get all that crap off before you even start working. Caps are held in with these clips. If it's badly rusted, this could be a little difficult to get them out, but normally they come out alright. Your kit should include new ones, but save these until you're done installing. More than once I've shot them across the room and I've seen them break, so don't throw them away till your new joints are already installed. When it comes time to press them out, you're going to need a couple of things. You're going to need a piece of pipe that is large enough for the U-joint cap to fit into, and you're going to need a rod or something to that effect, which is small enough to push on the middle and shove it down. For many years I have just used sockets. I've never heard a socket doing U-joints. I've heard them doing other things, but I've never heard a socket doing U-joints. So that's what I used for many years. I just happened to have this chunk and it got thrown into the press box, and I've been using it ever since. Now with everything lined up, we just start applying the pressure. And the U-joint will drop. Now you just grab it with a pair of pliers, or grab it in your vise, twist it out of there. When you get the cap off, one of two things will happen. One, there'll be enough room to actually pull out the entire U-joint, and you'll be fine and you won't have to do any pressing. Or, as in the case on this end, there's not enough room to get it out. And so I'm going to have to basically press this U-joint back down through the other way. Once you've got them apart, make sure you get in and clean out these grooves. Polish everything up nice and neat. You don't want any contaminants, you don't want anything jamming, and you've got to be able to get those clips back in. One thing I would always advise when putting in a brand new one is take the grease fitting out, because sure as crap you're going to forget, you're going to push it too far, and you're going to break it off. If you've got U-joints where all the caps are the same size, Chevys do that a lot, then alignment really isn't an issue. In this case, on the Ford, you've got a cap that's too large and a cap that's just right. So this will be simple enough. If you take your shaft apart, well, then you got to get her back in the same location because it's balanced. But the U-joints, they're individually balanced. So in this instance, I would just make sure that you get all of your zerk fittings in the same direction, so that when you go to grease it, you don't have to move the truck twice, maybe just the one time to get them down where you can get at them. Putting them together, it's really quite simple. You're going to pull the caps off. Be careful that you keep your needle bearings in there. You're going to slip it in over here. You're then going to pull this other side off. Set it aside. Carefully, because you don't want to get her dirty. Drop the U-joint in place. Slide the cap in. Slide the cap in from the other side. Now you're ready to press. When doing this, you don't have to go nearly as far. All you've got to do is clear those grooves. So nice and gentle. Stop, twist the U-joint, make sure everything's happy, especially after you hear noises like that. Everything seems to be fine. And push it down till she's just past that groove. I don't know if you can see that, but there we are. We are just past the groove. You'll probably find, like mine, that your kit will come with a couple of different kinds of fasteners, either the half moon or the E-clips. Use whatever you took out. Put them in place. Put a finger over them so they don't shoot across your room. I've done that. And then drop them in. And there you go. Now you'll notice that the E-clip slides around. That's because the U-joint is too far back. We'll fix this when we press the other side. With the first side clipped, repeat the process, push the other direction. You'll notice the first thing the U-joint did was drop down where it needed to be on the far side. Now you just bring this side. Okay. This is really common. It's locked up solid. It's because I'm actually pushing the caps together from the top. Now you want to back off pressure and get your clip in. Okay, I don't know if you can see this or not, but this clip isn't actually in. It's riding on the flat up above. And when that happens, you just got to give her a little more love. Usually you get away with it with the clip in there and you don't have to re-remove it. Okay, and you'll notice that she has snapped back into place. You'll also notice that your U-joint is stiff. And the way to solve that is with a mallet and a piece of wood. Before you go and actually adjust it, you want to make sure you get your zerk fitting put back in. Because if you forget this, lose it, and drive away, you'll be going to the store anyways. It's not a tire, so don't over torque it. So, with the new caps supported on some lumber there, we're going to give her a little gentle persuasion. Basically, we're going to knock it down, flip it over, knock it the other direction. And it might take a few times to get your U-joint properly adjusted in there. Let's give her one more from that side. So what this is actually doing is it's driving the caps as far as they're supposed to go in each direction, thus giving the U-joint itself the room it needs here in the middle to roll. And that one's done. I advise you that you grease them once you've installed them rather than trying to clamp them and grease them, because it just blows these caps off every single time.